I suppose for me, I've been a massive fan of Land Rover since a young boy. I've used them all the way through my military career. I've used them on countless expeditions, and I've used them a lot, obviously filming, from the heat of the deserts and jungles to the high mountains. And for me, it's always been about that rugged reliability, being able to depend on something when the chips are really down. And you go to some of these deserts and big mountains and jungles, they're unforgiving places. And it only takes a few little things to go wrong for you to end up in a whole heap of trouble. And I've got enough things to worry about out there. What I don't need to worry about is things like vehicles breaking down. And that is why we always go with Land Rover. For me, Land Rover is all about adventure. That is the heart of it. And that's been in my DNA ever since I was a kid, when I started climbing with my dad, and to access the mountains, we'd pile into the back of his old Land Rover. I've used them all the way through the military. When you need vehicles you can completely depend on. Flying across the desert at high speeds. I've used it on expeditions in Antarctica, in the Arctic. We've used them obviously filming in more deserts, jungles, mountains than I care to remember. And the thing is, they're reliable, and that is the heart of it. Land Rover also, without doubt, is about endeavour, it's about pushing the boundaries, and it's about adventure. And those three things are at the core of what I love, and they're at the heart of what I'm good at. I suppose the spirit of adventure is all about pushing boundaries, your own personal boundaries, stepping outside of that comfort zone that I don't even call a comfort zone, I call it a comfort pit, somewhere you want to get out of as quickly as possible. But adventure is all about taking that step, and we all have different places we really want to get to, and sometimes that's scary. But the heart of adventure is going, do you know what? Even though it's hard, even though it's scary, I'm going to go for it. I've had my backside saved countless times by Land Rovers, whether it's from, even when I broke my back in a freefall accident in Africa, landed in the desert, blacked out, broke my back in 3 places. The vehicle that got me out of that desert, got me back to hospital, eventually set me on my path back to the UK. First part of the trip, thrown in the back of a Land Rover. Thank you. This has happened many times, when we've been in jungles or in swamps, or the end of filming or the end of expeditions. So often for me, the exfil, the extraction, has been in a Land Rover. So I think subconsciously and emotionally for me, Land Rovers always symbolise that kind of heading home, reliable, safety. We're out of here for the first time, we let our guard down and let the vehicle do the work. I suppose one of the biggest adventures for me at a young age was passing UK Special Forces selection. And I think age 19, it gave me a confidence that maybe I didn't really have at that age. And it gave me a sense of belonging and pride, and an awareness that actually when the chips are really down, I can look after myself. And that belief has held me in good stead countless times. I think Everest also was a huge dream of mine from a young age, and was a really formative expedition for me. We were on that mountain a long time, some 3.5 months in total. We had 4 climbers lose their lives. 2 died of the cold, 2 fell, and it rocks your confidence a lot, that obviously. But I came home alive, I came home in one piece, and I think my overriding feeling at the end of it, having reached the top was a feeling of gratitude. And I think these big mountains often humble people, because you realise you're very small at the end of the day. And that's a good thing. I think adventure begins with respect, actually. A respect for the great outdoors and the great wilderness and the great kind of sky above us, and awareness that we're the little ones and we're the visitors. And we need to tread softly and with that respect. And from that base, then you begin to build that adventure. For me, I'm super proud to be a Land Rover ambassador, just because for what Land Rover stands for. And for me, it's about adventure, it's about pushing your limits, it's about a love of the outdoors, a love of exploration, and about this kind of willingness to take a few risks, tickle the belly of danger, but at the heart of it, know that the key is never, ever give up.